when the whole world fell out from under me, I went to rehab, place called City Team Ministries, right there by the police department on 7th and Washington, or 8th and Washington.
Oakland.
Yeah, in Oakland, right? Oakland rehab, dude. That's where shit got real for me because I was a homeless kid. I was homeless in Pleasanton, mind you, right?
Yeah.
But that's a cold-blooded place to be homeless, man. You see everybody going home and shit at 5 o'clock. You got nowhere to go. I used to ride the BART trains all day. That was my thing.
When you were homeless.
Yeah.
You just riding back and forth.
Yeah, you ever see that guy that's like asleep on the BART train all day? Okay,
yeah.
that was me.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that was me. And
what made you decide to accept rehab? Because I currently have a friend who's dealing with the problem.
Oh, okay. Well, you have that when the shit really gets real. Some people, it's maybe a brush with the law.
Okay.
Maybe somebody, if they're into the shooting needles, maybe a friend dies and overdoses in front of you. You have that thing. For me, it was my mother. I was like, you ever see that movie Jungle Fever?
Part of it. Not
Okay,
all.
there was Samuel L. Jackson's character Gator, and he go hit his mama up for money. You know?
I remember
And
that,
she
yeah.
tell him, "What's that new dance the kids doing?" And then he would do it so she
Yeah.
could go rustle in her purse, right? So my mother would. That's who you go to, for help for whatever. She had all my shit at her house, and I was pathetic. I was not what I was, even though prior to all that, I drank and all that shit. But I was always, pretty responsible, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she had seen me like that. And so it was November 7th, 2010. I showed up at before she went to work at 6 a.m, with under the guise I wanted to get some clean clothes, but really I wanted to hit her up for some drinking money.
Yeah.
And she had told me that there was this guy looking for me, this guy that I met at a church earlier in the year, a real sweet man named Norman, old white guy, right? And he was looking for me because I stopped going to this church and everything kind of fell apart for me and I just disappeared, And he knew that I was fucked up.
Yeah.
So he basically gave my mother his phone number and said, "Have Mario call me. I'm going to take him to the mission in Oakland so he can get better." So that was my mother telling me, "This guy's looking for you, And I go, "Who?" "His name is Norman." I go, "Yeah, Norm. Yeah, nice guy." And then she said, "He wants to take you somewhere so you can get well. And if you don't do this, I don't ever want to see you again."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, when your mama tells you that shit, the
Yeah.
shit gets real.
Yeah.
Like my mama, I'm the oldest, right?
Right.
So she said, "Don't do this for me, or don't do this for you, do this for me." That's what she said. But that was it. Then I had the opportunity. Okay, I can still not go and call this guy, but I'll never be able to talk to my mother again because she goes, I can't see what you're doing to yourself. You it's killing me.
Right.
And I can't bear witness to it. So it was at that moment. Actually, I've talked about this on stage, and it actually happened. The way it happened was, she had hugged me, and she said, "You're my oldest, and you're my favorite,
Wow.
and you have to do this." And in my head, I was like, "I'm the favorite," And I was yes, because my brother got his shit together. My sister, same thing. I'm like, fuck them. I'm the favorite, right? I knew I was the favorite, right? And then fuck it, let's go to rehab, And so I called that old man, and he's like, "I'll meet you at the Lighthouse Baptist Church." That was the church here in Pleasanton. "I'll meet you at 4:00, and I'll take you to the shelter, and you'll stay in the shelter, and they'll put you in the program in the morning." I already made a phone call. I found out this old man had been taking fools there for 20 years. Wow. Little old white guy from Alamo, been taking all kinds of people to this place, and that's what happened. On November 8th, 2010, I had my my interview with the program manager, and he had already, knew about me, and they put me in the 30-day room. I started my program. Now, Oakland Rehab, though, man, we take care of homeless people there, aside from our classes and stuff.
So you work.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in the morning till lunch, you have all your classes. It's Bible study, AA, all those kind of things that you're going to expect in rehab. And then in the afternoon and evening, you either work in the homeless shelter or you work in the kitchen. And that's what I did was work in the kitchen, you know. And you get up at like 4:30 and 4 in the morning, you know, because the breakfast is served at 5:30, you know, and they serve dinner. There's breakfast and dinner.
So you guys all do everything, you work.
Everything, yeah.
Okay.
So your days are like 15 hours at least.
If somebody wanted, a listener wanted to get in contact with that, how would they go about?
Well, it's
is it
City Team Ministries is located at 722 Washington Street.
Okay.
You can call them. I don't have the phone number. They're listed, right? And it's a process, you know, to go through. You got to go talk to somebody. You know, they see how bad you are, right? I got my good buddy of mine. I got him in there. He called me crying. My old party brother from the 90s.
Oh, wow.
My buddy Pat. He recently passed away, but
sorry
he had
to hear
been,
that.
thank you. Yeah, great guy. He'd been clean and sober for 2 years, though. You know, he called me and with a phone call, I got him an interview in the program, you know. I can do that with anybody. You get a hold of me, I reach out.
Yeah.
I get you the interview. You got to go sell it, you know.
Right, yeah.
But that's pretty much how it's open to anybody. It's a free, nonprofit Christian rehab.
Wow, it's free. That's big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lot of Jesus Christ in that building, you
Yeah.
know. But the thing where it worked for me, because I have a lot of brothers who I went through the program with, but they're either no longer with us or they're back ripping and running again. I can only say that what worked for me was connecting with the bums and the winos and the junkies that we served. I fell in love with these men.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I tell people, that, like, you know, I actually saw God, you know, and it was through these men, through the love, you know. I felt my heart change, and I never used to like men like that. I used to hate homeless men, dude.
Really?
I hated fucking homeless men.
Like you wouldn't give change.
Fuck you! I'm working my ass off for
Yeah.
this money. That was the mentality that I used to have.
Yeah.
And then, you know, God has a sense of humor. He made me a fucking homeless man, you know. Yeah, joke's on you, bitch, right?
Were you ever at the point where you were begging for money in a?
No, I didn't have no game like that.
Oh, okay.
Because I met other guys in the program. They used to tell me what they used to do. It's like, shit, if I knew about this shit, I wouldn't have a drinking problem. I'd have booze, right? Right? I didn't know how easy it was to rip off drills from Home Depot and shit and then sell them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know all about that shit. I just worked. So I learned that later.
Yeah.
But I don't need that shit, you know. I just kind of fell in love with these homeless men, and they were awesome. You know, I got to know their names. I call them Oakland's invisible people, because people just walk by them or step over them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's gotten to like in crazy numbers now. you
Oh
know.
man, it looks like a whole village of
Yeah.
You know, I drive by.
But getting help, that's a different ball game, though.
Yeah.
Because there always been people living on the streets, you know. But do you want to get help? You know, I have people approach me. It's funny because I take Bart a lot, going to shows, and
Yeah.
people will hit me up for money. You know, you old wino, you stink like booze, and you're about 60, but you look to be 100. You're probably gonna get $5 out of me.
Oh yeah.
But if you're coherent, you know, I'm gonna give it to you.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you about some Jesus. Don't get me
Right,
talking
yeah.
about God, right? But that's you know, because it's like I see, you know. Matter of fact, there's a kid at
You
Lake.
see a little bit of yourself in them.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a kid though. If you're gonna hit me up for money, you got to remember what I look like. Because this kid, he got me last year for $10. His name is Ivan, and he had little tattoos and shit. And he was telling me he got thrown out of his group home, you know. And I was coming home from like a show late at night, and I was at the Lake Merritt BART station waiting for the next train, and you know, I told him, man, you know, can get a lot worse and this and that. But I felt bad for him. I gave him $10, right? So like 2 weeks ago, I was at Lake Merritt, right? Here he comes again, you know. And he's like, he's giving me the same story, and I look at him. I look at his hands. I remember he had like an L.
Yeah.
I go, hey, you're Ivan, huh? He's like, how you know my name? I said, you don't remember me?
You should have told him I'm an angel.
I said, you gave me the same story a year ago.
Oh man.
I go, dude, you got to do better than that, man. You know? I go, I might have been wearing these shoes a year ago. Remember something, you know what I'm saying? And so I didn't give him shit, you know?
Yeah.
I said, dude, I go, I'm telling you, man. I go, you look like you still got your faculties. I don't know you. I just know your name is Ivan, and you tell me the same bullshit story.
Yeah.
I go, it gets a lot worse, though. You know, you look relatively healthy. If you're out here begging for money, if you just don't want to work, okay, that's one thing. If you got some kind of problem, there's help out there.
Yeah.
You know, I seen it too, man. I seen guys on the street too long. You know, they start out okay. You know, but then over a period of time, they got nobody to talk to. So they start talking to themselves, you know,
Wow.
and people, oh, that guy's schizophrenic, you know. No, I think the street might have made that guy that way, you know. It's heartbreaking. That concrete mattress, man, it's no joke, you know. And I see guys, they just start to go downhill over a period of time. The living on the street doesn't agree with them.
Then loneliness kills them.
That's right, and then you don't see them no more.
I saw. I used to work at O'Reilly Auto Parts in Richmond, and they were in the back of the store where we kept the trash. There was always homeless people crashing there. You know,
Yeah,
they
it's
put up their
so sad.
tents. Yeah, and one day I had to clean out some guy's stuff because you know there was a mess. There was like shit everywhere. And, you know, I didn't touch the shit, but you know,
No, you. Yeah.
there was this notepad. It was his, and I read what he wrote in it. It said, "Dear Mom, things are getting worse, and I'm alone, and I just want to go now." And then that was he guess he wrote that out to his mom, and
That's
it was sad, man. It was sad to see that, and I could just imagine how lonely this dude must be to write to like his dead mom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You see these guys and ladies on the street, they didn't start out that way, you know?
Yeah.
And none of us, if something bad happens to you, you don't expect it to happen to you. I was fortunate and blessed to be able to bounce back.
Yeah.
Not everybody has that
And
opportunity.
it's rare, right? I mean, it's
You know, it's the numbers can go against you.